Welcome to Ask a Puppy Trainer Show. This is where we answer all of your questions about puppyhood. I'm Bethany.
And I'm Sparky from the Puppy Academy.
If you have a puppy question you need help with, join us live every Wednesday at 1 p.m. Pacific time on Instagram or TikTok at the Puppy Academy.
This is where we tackle your toughest training challenges and guide new puppy parents on how to make puppyhood easy.
If you're ready for more in-depth puppy help right now, check out our online school at thepuppyacademy.com to have us personally guide you through every step of puppyhood and in raising a happy, well-mannered pup.
We're excited you're here. And now, let's get to the show. Okay. Okay. So I got a crazy puppy that I just pulled out of the crate. She just wants to bite at my fingers to get Hey, shh. Settle down. Hey. So I'm just holding the shoulder and kind of like bracing right below the chest as well. So I'm just keeping a controlled position right here. We're not choking the dog or anything. We're just holding. And we can see how the energy calms down a little bit. So what you pet is what you get. I'm not even answering a question. I'm just doing my own thing. What you pet is what you get. So if I get a dog out of the crate, I'm holding them or I'm carrying them out to potty or they've already done training and I put them on the couch and they're sitting next to me and I'm giving big pets and really excited. And I'm doing all that. I got to whine right after I did that. I'm adding the energy and I'm getting a response because of it. What you pet is what you get basically means that when I have a calmer dog, so I'm getting a little whine and a little bit of like shakiness, but she's starting to like learn how to sit a little bit. That's when I can put a hand on the back, kind of do like a massage, help her just kind of melt into the touch. So when I get the calmer pup, that's when I want to do my pets. Now, if she were to start licking at my fingers or nipping at my fingers or kind of turning and like trying to sniff me, I'll just give in. I'll just move away. So I'm not amping her up and overstimulating her. What you pet is what you get. Very important to the dog training world. Okay. Welcome to Ask a Puppy Trainer Show, episode 237. Feels like we've had that for like 3 times in a row. It's almost like the numbers go up in tens. Okay. If anyone has a question, feel free to throw it into the chat. I love the back and forth. Beth and I usually do, but Bethany played hooky to go to Disneyland tonight. I know. Played hooky. So if you guys have any questions or any follow-up questions to something I'm answering, throw it in the chat. I got Ricky watching Instagram and I'll have TikTok. I have TikTok already. And fun. We do already? All right, I love it. I'm going to start with just one of the send-ins. Danica Elise, 4-month-old crated Cavapoo, up daily from 5 a.m. barking for potty. Won't go back to sleep. What time are you guys going to bed, Danica? For a 4-month-old dog, if I want to be able to wake up at like 6, I need to go to bed probably around like 11 p.m. or midnight, or my final potty needs to be around 11 p.m. or midnight. So what do I mean by that? Well, I go to bed early. I don't really go to bed at 2 a.m. But if I went to bed at 10 p.m., I would set an alarm for 11 or midnight and get up at that time because it's easier for me to get up at that time and go back to sleep than it does at 5 a.m. And at 11 p.m. or midnight, that's when I'm going to get one more potty outside, give her the potty opportunity, bring her in, crate, close, lock, cover with the towel, all 4 sides so there's no like coming into that crate. And then that's usually how I get a slightly longer sleep cycle. Now, my dog still wakes me up at 5 a.m., but I know they can hold it a little bit longer. You have 2 options. One, you can just take them out, put them back in the crate, cover, close, whatever you need to, go back to bed and deal with the barking, get some good earplugs and some earmuffs. Or you can start conditioning how to get the dog to kind of relax in the crate. I hear the bark at 5 a.m. That's how I know the dog's up. That's, it's habit. You've been doing it for so long that now they're just kind of used to getting up, even though you went to bed a little bit later the previous night. You wake up at that 5 and you do a firm no. And I wait. Sometimes I'll even go and tap the top of the crate. I just find that if I tap the top of the crate, I had to get out of bed. So I'm more likely to just take them out for potty. So I try to do that one verbal no. I'll ignore the barking and the whining for about 15 to 20 minutes. Now it's my job to go still take that dog out of the crate after 15, 20 minutes. And if I pee in there, then no, it wasn't habit for barking. She actually does have to go potty. So maybe that's like the circadian rhythm. Maybe we need to eliminate water a few hours earlier the previous night, but you're kind of playing with that. If you wait that 15 minutes and you don't get a potty accident, amazing. You take the dog out. The next day you try for 30 minutes. Now it's 5:30, then 5:45, then 6. That's how we eventually build up dogs. Are you getting comfortable or are you pushing harder away from me? Are you calming? I think you might actually be calming. That's pretty good. But yeah, I'd be focusing on, one, I'm either ignoring the bark, but I'm not getting potty accidents, and I'm just teaching the dog that, yes, they can eventually go back to sleep. Two, I'm taking the dog out, putting them back in the crate, and then ignoring the bark till they eventually fall back asleep. Three is I'm eliminating water maybe a couple hours earlier the previous night. I'm getting one more potty a bit later. Even though I'm in bed at 10, I'm setting a vibration alarm and it put the phone in my pillow so it wakes me up, but doesn't alert the whole household that that's a potty time. When I wake up, I take her out for potty, put her back in, and that might get me an extra hour. You have a few options. Play around with it a little bit. Are you done? No, I think you're still good. You're still hanging out. Oh, okay. And same person. 4-month-old Cavapoo fussy about changing crate style from wooden to metal. From wooden to metal. Up all night. Let him deal with it. There's not much more you could do on that one. You could try house pattern, like crate pattern. So put him in the crate, come place, come house, come place. So you just get him used to going in there a bit more easily. You could feed them in the crate. You can toss food in there when you're putting it in. Are you done? No, you can just hang out. Okay. We're just hanging out. Yep. Bikini's getting comfortable. Oh, it's bikini, by the way. Yes, it's bikini. Yeah, I would just put them in there, do a little bit of crate patterning. If you think it's going to help, toss some food in there when you put them in the crate. But I don't know if that would keep my dog up all night. The only thing that would really keep him up all night is if he was able to chew the wood, or he'd been chewing the wood, so that was one of his entertainment systems. And now you've either eliminated it or introduced it. Or it could be a little bit louder. The metal tray, or the plastic tray on top of the metal bars, when the dog walks in, does a little circle so it can create a lot of noise. You could try putting remove the plastic tray, put a towel over the bottom. You could even do 2 towels. Put the tray back in and just make sure there's no towel poking over the edge so that the dog can't grab it and start chewing on it. And that's also a really good solution too. So it creates less noise. Maybe keeps him up a little bit more, or lets him go to sleep a little bit more easily. Diana CB, 5-month Bernedoodle. Home alone 3 to 4 hours a day, gets 2 potty breaks plus pee on pad and 1 accident. Home alone 3 to 4 hours a day, gets 2 potty breaks and pees on pad and 1 accident. 5-month Bernedoodle. Home alone 3 to 4 hours a day, gets 2 potty breaks and pees on pad and 1 accident. I'm so sorry, Diana, I need a lot. Okay, you're done. You're done. You're done. Bikini's done. She's starting to look for a place to hide. Thank you, Bikini. You did a great job. Diana, I need more information than that. I'm so sorry. When you're alone, when the dog's alone, is it in a crate? Do you have a playpen set up? Is there a crate inside the playpen? Do you have a potty pad inside of that playpen set up? Like, what's your dynamic? Like, tell me more about like your setup, because if there's a lot of freedom, if there's no playpen and the dog's just free roaming, yeah, they're probably gonna have accidents. 5-month Bernedoodle is just a bit too young. If you're only gone for 3 to 4 months, 5-month-old Bernedoodle could probably do about 3 to 4 hours in the crate. So I'd recommend just crate the entire time while you're gone. When you come home, the first thing you're gonna do when you get home is you're gonna open the crate, clip on a leash, walk that dog straight outside. Don't go on the potty pad unless you want to use potty pads for the rest of the dog's life. Bernedoodles are usually a little bit of a bigger dog, so you're going to get bigger pees from them as well. If you start the precedent of potty pads just because you're gone, it might be a little harder to transition to outside later on. So my recommendation is get rid of the potty pads, put that dog in a crate, close the crate all the way. You will have to do some crate conditioning, so try 2 hours like the first time, 3 hours the next, work up to 4. And if you're getting some serious barking on that 4th hour, then that's a little too much. Do the 3 hours. And for the 4th hour, you'll build your way up to that over like the next month. So to get yourself to that 4-hour mark, when you're home, you're practicing up to the 4 hour. You're getting close to that. When you're gone, until then, you're going to use a playpen. It needs to be high enough so the dog can't jump it or climb it. Tall playpen, crate inside of that playpen, and then maybe do like 3 potty pads. So I would do 1, 2 overlapping slightly, and then 3 overlapping slightly. So it's like a big triangle of overlapping pads, so he can't miss as easily. And then until you get him up to that 4 hours, and when you do get him at the 4 hours, then you can start crating for the entire time that you're gone. It's just safer. I mean, I got buddies that are vets that buy new cars yearly because the amount of blockages that they're removing from dogs from eating iPhone cords, from eating chargers, from eating a cell phone or a remote, or like just anything, eating a towel, and it creates like a blockage in their body. So for me, it's more about safety than anything else. I deal with enough blockages every month with dogs that we're training, like not on our watch, but at home with owners. It's not worth it. I would create more safety and confinement. Okay.
Are accents acceptable at 16 weeks, or does it mean that they aren't understanding the concept?
Are what? Accents?
Accents.
Oh, I think you said accents, like
Accidents.
like oi. We just started talking about accents too. I was like, what are the odds? What a weird question. Are accents acceptable at 16 weeks, or does it mean they aren't understanding the concept? No, accents are totally acceptable. I got dogs that will do amazing for 3, 4, 5 weeks, and then randomly they get a ton of accents. 4 to 6 months is your first adolescent stage. So adolescence basically means that, in my opinion, the first one, 4 to 6 months, they usually forget their potty routine. So they like forget potty training. You have to reteach them. You're not actually reteaching, you're just reminding them. 8 to 10 months is where I feel dogs start really challenging obedience. So that's where they hit adolescence again. And that's where you tell them sit and they lay down. You tell them come, they go to dad instead. You tell them stay and they run outside and pee on the carpet, like whatever it is. But that's where you get more of the fight. So I think you're in your first stage of adolescence. So if you were really successful, go back to your basics. What I mean by that is put the dog, sorry, we got someone calling. I'm just going to swipe it up really quick. So what I mean by that is if I bring a dog, shoot, can you scroll back up? I want to read it one more time. My ADHD is so bad. Literally after that call came in, guys, I don't even remember the question anymore.
About accents being acceptable at 4 months, 16 weeks.
What happened here? Instagram, you have all these new features that...
That's TikTok.
TikTok, you have all these new features. Thank you. Okay. Yeah, you just got to go back to the basics. Literally, that jogged my memory just seeing it. That means if I was doing 3 hours of crate and 1.5 hours of free time before, and now I'm doing like 2 hours of crate and 2 hours of free time after, or activity time, like what you do with your dog out of the crate, I'm going to go back to my basics again. I might do 1.5 hours in the crate and then only do 30 minutes to an hour out of the crate. Halfway through that out time of the crate, I start noticing my dog do like little circling again. I'm like, oh. Pick them up, run them outside, get my potty, bring them back in, and I'll start using that to create like a judge. So if I'm giving water at the end of my at the end of my activity time window before putting a dog back in the crate, if I'm doing a big bowl of water halfway filled for a 35-pound dog, that's probably about 10 times too much water. The exact measurement is half cup of water. It doesn't apply to Dalmatians and any dogs with kidney or liver issues, but it's a half cup of water for every 30 pounds in body weight every 2 to 3 hours. So if you're giving your dog a big bowl of water, you're getting multiple potties during that activity window, you're probably giving a little too much water. We don't even give free access to water. We give water as a resource. So it's like a training resource. I want to be able to get a really nice sit, have my dog pause and wait for me, sit, good, break as I give that bowl of water. It's only got the amount that they need. When they finish, I lift the bowl, put it back on the counter. So there's a lot of different things that you guys can do to help with that potty training. Measure your water out. So you're not like limiting, you're not taking it away. You're just managing how much you give. 2 is make sure you're getting a potty right when they come out of the crate. Like get on a good structure routine, a good crate routine. The minute they come out, leash up, take them outside. If your dog is prone to having potty accidents on the way outside, pick them up. But I still think you should do a calm crate exit if they're not prone to having accidents inside the crate. So you're still getting your thresholds too. And then once you get them out there, make sure you give them 2 to 5 minutes, 2 to 5 minutes of potty time outside. If you still don't get a potty from them, do not take that dog and give them free time inside the house. You're going to get an accident everywhere. Put them back in the crate for about 5-month-old, probably about 15 to 30 minutes. If it's a 4-month-old, I do like 5 to 15 minutes. And if it's under 4 months, I'm doing 1 to 5 minutes, like very, very small amount. Because most of the time when they get outside, their brain just kind of explodes. They're looking at everything, they're smelling, they're seeing a leaf. You got to chase the leaf. When I get that, they've already lost the plot. 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20, 30 back in the crate just allows the body to decompress a little bit. and then you can get them back out. Now, I don't know if it's a poop accident or just a pee accident. If you're getting poop accidents in the house, and it's because you've already, oh, thanks guys. And it's because you've already taken them outside, did the pee, no poop, bring them back inside, and you're still missing the poop, and then the poop's on your carpet like 30 minutes later. Do a little bit of exercise with them. Don't take them off the leash. They should stay on the leash the whole time. All my puppies should, until I have like 90% like reliability that they can follow command off leash for food. But until then, keep them on the leash, bring them back inside, train them for 5-10 minutes movement. And then when you start seeing them slow down a little bit and start sniffing the ground more, I'm like, boom, outside, I get my poop. But just like us, sometimes we got to move a little bit to get the bowels moving. So help them out. All right, I feel like I spent too much time answering that one.
For one with no information.
That's because if you don't give me information, I'm going to make it up.
How about Clifford Doggos? I have a 13-week-old Labradoodle that is having trouble when I am not in sight. I want him to be comfortable in his playpen for short periods.
Oh, that's tough, man. Playpen's not really for that. Playpen is so you're in the room with them. This is what I'm going to recommend for you. So if you just need to leave for very short periods of time, you are probably, no, scroll back up. I got to read that thing like 3 more times. Thank you. There's one Labradoodle that is having trouble. Are you crating? Clifford Doggos. Clifford Doggos, are you crating? All right, can you scroll down now? I want to see what they say. Thank you. If you're still on, answer that question, please, because that makes a huge difference. If I have a dog in the playpen that can't handle being in the playpen when I leave the room, I want to think about...
Yes, they're great.
Awesome. Cool. Where is that crate? Is it in your bedroom where you're going to spend the least amount of time during the day, or is it in your living room where you spend the most amount of time during your day?
Night and day in crate.
Where is that crate?
There's like a 7-second delay.
Is there? Okay, sorry. I'm yelling at you. Where's your crate? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Give us a second. He's like, I don't want to answer you. You yelled at me.
Bedroom and living room.
Okay. During the daytime, he should be crated in the bedroom. During the nighttime, he could be crated in the living room. Is that what we're doing now? Daytime should be bedroom, so he's as far away from you as possible. Nighttime could be living room, so he's as far away from you as possible. As far away from you as possible. It's more fun. I love the back and forth.
Now we're waiting on half past 8.
Waiting on you, Clifford. Waiting on you, Clifford. Come on, you got this. He's like, I'm going to make him squirm.
Do daytime both. So daytime's both.
Both crates? Just the bedroom. If you want to get him used to not being able to, like, not seeing you when he's outside, like when he's outside the crate, get him used to also not seeing you when he's inside the crate. So that crate would be in my bedroom. I'm going to give you my crate routine. I'm going to give you like an easy structured schedule. It's going to answer probably half the questions everyone asks. I have a dog in the crate. I'm going to do 2 hours of crating, or 2 hours of crate for a 4.5-month-old puppy with about 30 minutes to an hour of activity time. I say 30 minutes to an hour because the dog is going to tell me when they need crate time, and I'll tell you how that happens. So I bring my dog out of the crate. First thing I do is leash them up, take them outside. Nighttime in my room. Okay, nighttime in your room, A-okay with that. Daytime should also be your room as well. I bring a dog out of the crate. I leash them up. I take them outside for potty. I give them about 3 to 5 minutes. I do everything I already mentioned. Rinse and repeat back in the crate until I get that potty. When I bring them into the house, though, 30 minutes needs to kind of be dedicated to them. There is no training routines, guys. Just to be ultra clear, anyone watching this, we don't do training routines. You're in a training lifestyle. It's a lifestyle right now. So for the first 30 minutes, I'm like, well, I have meetings. I don't have time to work with my puppy. They go right back to the crate. That's okay if you don't have time to work with them, but that puppy can't handle being in the playpen. The energy's too high. I need to check 3 boxes before playpen. Physical release. That's my play. That's my walk. That's all my physical energy release. It's enrichment. 10 minutes of sniffing outside after a potty. You have a lot of different options. Second is going to be my mental stimulation. That's my training. That's not running in the backyard doing fetch. That's come, place, sit, no. No. Sit, good. Treat, down. No. Good, treat. It's slowing the brain down. We're not trying to get crazy fast movement. We're trying to use the play and the physical to kind of get that top off the energy. We use the mental, the stimulation, the training to tire out the brain a little bit. And the final thing you get is what we call break time. It's like the break window. That's where we set up a playpen, put them in the playpen. We're in the room with them and they're just hanging out. And now I stand up and I don't necessarily leave the room, but I just walk to a different part of the room and I get some whininess. And I'm like, okay, so there's some anxiety there. And I'm like, okay, let me try leaving the room. I leave the room. I hear barking. I come back. The barking stops. Your dog isn't mentally capable of that yet. So you don't have the emotional maturity for your dog to be alone. That's going to come from more crate time. And especially if your dog is already getting like a little bit more cranky and tired, I just don't think he's ready for that. So, how would I get a dog ready for that? One, I'm going to get rid of the playpen because playpens don't really tend to help with that. They tend to create more boundary frustration because in the playpen, he's being told he can't go past this wall, that if he jumps or climbs, he really could get past it. I teach place instead. I teach duration work. So that means place means I'm teaching a dog to go to a designated area on command and stay there until I release him. It's our version of calm, C-A-L-M. That is a real thing for puppies. Calm on command. How would I introduce that? I would teach just lure, place, sit, good, give a treat, be able to release them. Eventually do some patterning, on and off place, back and forth for food. All of this is in our online school, by the way. So if you guys go to puppyacademy.com and check out our little like online branch, these are all routines that will feel a little bit more familiar if you guys have actually like tried them already, or if you have access to them in videos. But I'm doing place pattern, place. I'm doing place duration. I'm tiring out the dog on place. So eventually when I want to be able to sit down in 6 months, 20 feet from that dog bed and have my dog stay there for a couple hours after training, walk and play, this will be like, they'll be capable of doing it because you've already built up to it. When I have a more tired dog, I can put them on place, tell them sit. They're already exhausted. You've already checked all your boxes, and I can walk about 5 feet away from them, sit on my couch with them by my feet, tell them good, turn on the TV and watch a program. And every 30 seconds, a minute or so, I have their entire lunch, breakfast, or dinner in my pouch. Good boy, Charlie. Handful of kibble. I didn't grab the food. Good boy. Hear the tone. Good boy. That little like big exclamation at the end. Good boy. Good. It's more neutral. What I pet is what I get. If I reward with big emotion, I get big emotion back. So I'm trying to keep the energy more limited to keep his brain in follower mode. Give him a handful of kibble. Let him kind of relax. He tries to get up and get off, move in, body block. We call that spatial pressure. And after a second, he kind of just gives in and just lays down and settles for about 5 to 10 minutes. You're periodically treating with your kibble. And after that, you start what I call my 3-strike rule. So I promise I'd give you a way to say, when would we put him in the crate? 3-strike rule is my way. So 3-strike rule just means that I'm having to say no a lot, like a lot more often than I was before. And if I'm saying no constantly, doesn't that mean that we're just punishing the dog constantly and maybe they need a nap because they're a little too cranky and tired? Strike one for me is just a loud, firm no. That reverberated through this room. That made Ricky uncomfortable. It was loud. It surprised the crap out of her. When I do that no, there wasn't anger, happy, mad, sad, glad, frustrated. It's just neutral. No, loud. And then I pause. Most dogs are going to do like, kind of give you a look. It gives you a window to puppy come, place, sit, good. You're basically saying, don't bite my daughter. Come hang out on place and receive food from me instead. So it's redirection work. 5 minutes later, I see her jumping on my daughter. No, I stand up. I put my body between my daughter and my puppy, and I move my puppy back by walking towards them after picking up the leash. Puppy backs off, sits, and looks at me, understands the assignment. I pull out food, guide to place, and I make it into a training session. I'm not just saying no. I'm trying to change the no to a yes, the no to a good, the bad to a good. I'm trying to help her understand what she should have done differently instead of making the mistake. That is what the 3-strike rule is all about. Now, I know I'm still missing a 3rd strike in there. 3rd strike is take a deep breath. Wipe it off your face. I know we all get mad at our puppies. It happens. They jump, they bite, they can hurt us with their teeth sometimes. But when you get ready to put that dog in the crate, how you do it does matter. If you're happy, mad, sad, glad, or happy, mad, sad, or glad, you're adding emotion. It's going to become a negative association. That big breath goes to create neutral, because I'm going to calmly walk up. If I got a big puppy, I'm grabbing the leash and just kind of getting them back to crate. And if I got a little puppy, I'm going to grab leash, pick them up, hold them under my arm like a coach purse on the crook of your elbow, versus here, which is all love and sweetness. And I'm going to get 20 minutes of barking if I do this, guaranteed, because it's all affection. They're against your heart. I want to hold them down here. More neutral, more calm, less emotional. And then I'll just put them in the crate, close, lock, cover. I'll deal with about 5-10 minutes of barking. A lot of people ask me, I thought crate should never be a punishment. I didn't say no, and I wasn't mad. Even affection would be considered a negative association to crate. And this one always gets a lot of people because they're like, but I want to give my dog love before putting him in. You are emotionally charging your dog, people. You're emotionally charging them. So then when you get 5, 10, 15 minutes of barking when you guys walk away, it's because they still have all that love that you gave them, and they need that energy to be used. So if I want to give 5 minutes of love before crating, I'll give 5 minutes of love, another 10 minutes of trading, another 5 minutes of play, and then back to the crate. I think we need more of a balance for when your dog comes out of the crate. So if you're getting a lot of that demand barking, more training, more walk, maybe less play, believe it or not. So if you're doing like 10, 15, I'd probably drop that down to about 5. And then when you use the playpen, we don't really leave the room because it's a safety hazard, but also it creates a lot of boundary frustration. So if you are still getting the barking when you leave the room, and then eventually when you're in the room, switch to a place cop. Teach place duration instead. There's no physical boundary. You are the boundary. Your place is a crate minus the walls, because you guys become the walls. When your dog wants to run off, we move in and we body block. That's called spatial pressure. You guys are the dog and I'm the crate. When you want to jump off place, I body block, grab food, redirect to sit and down, pause for a couple seconds, give a treat, walk back 3 steps, walk back in. Good. Treat. I'm teaching the dog how to settle on that space. I know it was like 7 minutes late. Let's do a couple more.
Can you do this one?
Yeah. Do I have that on mine?
No.
No. Okay.
I have my 8-week-old Bernedoodle for 3 days. He doesn't seem food motivated yet and can't start any training like his name or simple commands like crate.
Ouch. That one's tough. It doesn't like food, like nothing, like treats, a boiled chicken breast, like nothing. I could see him not liking kibble, but it would be hard to believe that he doesn't like anything. I mean, I'm going to Ralph's, I'm going to Vaughn's, I'm going to buy one of the rotisserie chickens, I'm going to pull all the skin off, rinse off the meat, like give it like a good rinse just so I have like an easy chicken to use. And I'm going to take a big piece that big for a little puppy, like a little itty bitty puppy, and I'm going to tear off little scraps of it. And I'm going to lower my expectation. I mean, strong lower for an 8-week-old puppy. All I'm doing is I am sitting on the ground with that puppy. Let me add that at the end. I'm sitting on the ground with that puppy. I've got a leash on their harness, so they can't just run away and I got to constantly chase them down. Chasing your puppy is the worst thing you could possibly do, because that's the funnest game in the world to them, and it's the least fun game for you guys as owners, having to chase down your puppies all the time, especially if it's small and likes to run under a bed. We see that a lot too. But what was the question? Scroll up. Bernedoodle. Okay, thank you. Yeah, Bernedoodle too. So assuming it's a standard Bernedoodle, it's going to be a decently sized dog at 3 days. I'm going to sit on the ground. I'm going to take those little shreds of chicken and I'm going to touch it to my puppy's nose, and I'm just going to move it slowly across my knees. And if my puppy's following it, I can move a little bit faster. This is called lure training. We're teaching come. Puppy come. Good. Open your finger, give them the treat. You're sitting on the ground with the dog. They're just walking 4 steps to get the food. Grab a treat in the other hand, touch it to the nose. Puppy come. Good. When they start moving, treat. I'll do that back and forth, back and forth. My puppy's starting to follow the food a little bit better. I'll stand up and I'll start walking back and saying come. Most puppies that are doing what your dog is doing aren't going to come to the food when you start moving. So walk back 3 steps. Drop the food on the ground. The minute your puppy starts moving to get the food, have a second one ready. When they pick up the first one, have the second one ready to lure them back a couple extra steps. That's how I start building drive. I want to get them searching and kind of like excited, like moving for stuff. I might take a couple pieces of chicken, toss them on the ground, one after another, a few inches apart from each other. So the puppy has to like jump and grab them, jump and grab them. I'm building drive, which is a dog's ability to work. That's like the mental well in their brain that says, I can do 15 minutes of work because my mental well is this big. Your puppy at 8 weeks old is like doing like 6 to 8 minutes. So you just got to play with it a little bit. You just got to find what works. Now, what are some of the caveats I should mention? Well, I know Bethany was sitting right here. She would be like, how much affection are you giving? How often are you holding that puppy? Do you have a leash on that puppy? Are you crate training? For those first 3 days of that dog being in your house, did you just for 3 full days? If the answer was yes to any of those guys, you already have separation anxiety. And no, it's not like an end all save all for you guys, but it's definitely a little harder to work through. So you'll have to stop giving your puppy as much affection. If I was giving 20 minutes of love every hour of crate I was doing, I would be doing like a 4-to-1 ratio. If I train for 15 minutes, I can give like 3 to 4 minutes of love. And that's not because I'm a jerk trainer and I'm just really mean. You see the results. If you're giving too much affection, they start ignoring our food. We lose value. They see value in the affection because it's freely given. Why would they earn food when everything else is freely given? So they have to earn a little bit more. You need some good boundaries. You need to get on a crate routine. Easy. 30 hour in the crate, 30 minutes out of the crate, maybe even less on both. Like you just got to play with it. When my dog's out of the crate, do you have a leash on them? Are they just free roaming? Can I call them from 5 feet away and do they come? If not, you gotta have a leash on that puppy on the harness and they just learn how to drag it around the house. No big deal. How am I feeding meals? Am I feeding them in the crate? Am I making them wait? Are they sitting for me? What does that look like for you guys? Find some structure. Give some good boundaries. I think that's probably all you need for a few weeks. No, not maybe a few days. I bet you it all flips back on you. We're ending now. Okay, sorry. We're done. We're done. All right, guys. Thank you for making it. We will see you guys next week. Thanks for tuning into Ask a Puppy Trainer Show.
We hope you found some advice that you can use to help make puppyhood a little easier.
Don't forget to join us live every Wednesday at 1 p.m. Pacific time on Instagram or TikTok at The Puppy Academy.
This is where you can get a chance to ask your burning questions in real time. And if you want even more puppy guidance, visit our website at thepuppyacademy.com for info on joining our online puppy school.
If you enjoyed today's episode, please consider subscribing to our podcast and leaving us a review.
These reviews let more people find us and supports us on our mission to help as many puppy parents as possible around the globe.
Thanks for listening, and we'll see you in the next episode.